Powered by fans.
What a goal! It's absolutely world class from Marcus today.
Johnson puts it in the air. Aidan Flynn wins the It's still with Lee Gregory. He's in the box. Tries to screw him. Is it going to be there? Yes! Oh my word!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Hello from the Other Side, a Wednesday week podcast where we preview our upcoming game. This one, it's a big one, Saturday. I'm joined by Ben from the W12 podcast, a QPR podcast. Ben, how are we doing?
Yep, very well, thank you, mate. Yep, a bit warmer tonight than I was last night watching us. It was a cold one down in London, but yeah, all good, mate. Looking forward to Saturday.
I think we all are. It's one of those perennial 6 pointers already at the start of the season. I've got to say though, mate, your new manager. Forgive me for this, everyone listening. Cifuentes, is that
Cifuentes? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you've been practicing.
Is it the ground running? Ante, you're unbeaten in 4, won 3, drawn 1. You must be quite happy with that. First of all, what just a background on your manager? Happy with the appointment? Come out of nowhere, or?
Yeah, I mean the backstory is we interviewed him when we employed Mickey Beale back last summer. It was between them two, and we went with Mickey Beale. I think we thought that he would have been snapped up by now by some other championship club or by someone, but he hasn't been given the opportunity. He's known to us because, like I said, he's been linked to us a couple of times. We tried to get him when Mickey Beale was left, but we couldn't because he was mid-season in Sweden and he had got them to Europe. Hanneby, he got them to Europe, so he didn't want to leave. And we wanted him about 3 or 4 weeks before he came, but he wouldn't leave Hanneby until the end of the season. So in Sweden, it's finished there now, their season. So no, he's not. I mean, when I say, he's well known to us in relation to we know who he is and but in relation to who he is, his style, and it was still a bit left field. Very much unlike QPR, we're very much the Warnocks, the Warburtons, the McLarens, Ainsworth, Critchley. I mean, that's the type of manager we go for. So this is very left field for us. But like you said, he's been great. He's been a fresher breath. I tell you what, though, you couldn't go far. We had Ainsworth, who was an absolute nightmare, right? So anybody was better than him. So he had that. But look, he's come in and given us a hell of a chance to stay up this season now.
I mean, where you've just spoke there, Ben, about obviously he interviewed for the job previously, is the same as our manager, Danny Rule. He interviewed in the summer before we, not quite dissimilar, had a nightmare appointment of Cisco Muniz with Ainsworth and yourself. So, I mean, it's quite a similar story how we've got to our managers we've got now. Obviously, like I said, he's come in and he's stamped his authority on how he wants to play, and your players your squad have really took to it. We're getting there. It's a bit slow burner for us. We've had some cracking results until last night at the time of recording against Norwich, where we were 3 unbeaten, which is great for us where we are. Is it obviously your third bottom, so there's no getting away from that, but you are hitting a real good bit of form. It's good at QPR then. He's brought some sort of feel-good factor back. Obviously, always helps with the wins, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Gareth Ains, what Ainsworth did, which is what lost his job, was that he tried to develop this underdog mentality, probably from Wickham, where he tried to instill us against the world. We're not good enough. We're going to play better teams, and we might lose a week, but we'll win enough games to stay up. And we've actually got a half decent championship team there and squad. So, they just didn't buy into him quite quickly this season. The veterans like the Begoviches and your Colbacks and your Steve Cooks. you need Morgan Fox. These players just they don't want your manager coming out saying, "Oh, we just weren't good enough today," and he lost them quickly. And Cifuentes has come in and we're controlling the ball now. We're actually playing football as opposed to hoofing it or set pieces and defending. We're 1-0 up and we're still going. Right, we're drawing away from home and he's not happy, like he's moaning, and that's the type of stuff you want, right? So, and he's got the best out of our better players, which Ainsworth didn't do. He alienated our best one. Well, Chris Willock, who's great, and he didn't play him, and he stuck in his chair out on the wing, which was just crazy. But Cifuentes has come in. He's played a 4-2-3-1 type, but very, very fluid. Not as rigid, and they're thriving, and they've both got 4 goals and assists in the 7 games. I think they had 1 assist between them before then, so that'll tell you, the difference. And they're the 2 ones that if we can get them going, and if you give them space in and around your area, you're going to be in trouble. But Plymouth last night, they did not. They did well. If you're going to want it, I'm sure your manager's probably watching, but that's how to, nullify us, is to stop them from getting space.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not seeing a lot of QPR this season, but yeah, Ilias Chair and Willock are the 2 names that really do pop up every time you speak to other fans. We do other. I do another podcast and things like that. So it is, without you being obviously having all the big names, you have got Begovic, which I did not know about till the other night when he had a stormer. I did not, and Morgan Fox, an ex Wednesday player as well. So you've got that. Are you making the trip? Are you coming up to Sheffield or yourself?
Not this time. No, I came last season. It was 1-1, wasn't it? And then I've been a few times. I mean, my best away day probably is I've been at Sheffield Wednesday back in 2020, back in 2003 when we got promoted there, and there was sort of 6,000-7,000. But no, I won't be making the trip Saturday, but I'll be watching on the box. But looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, a 6-point-0. I mean, it's probably. Would I take a draw? It wouldn't be the end of the world. We just got to make sure you don't win, really. But we've brought all the teams above us back into it now, haven't we? There's like 4 or 5 teams now that are right in it. So
it is opening up. Spoke to a couple of other supporters from other clubs, and it's like you've got the top half, which are having that battle, obviously the top 3, but now you've had the bottom 3 that were cut well adrift, like 5 or 6 games away, and now we've all picked up points within reason, but then Stoke, Millwall, Plymouth have dropped a little bit, and Huddersfield, obviously they've got a few draws, so it's getting a bit condensed now, and obviously a win for us will take us to 16 points. Still in 23rd, but then QPR yourselves will still be on 20, and then regardless, obviously it all depends on what happens, because Huddersfield play Millwall as well at the same time on Saturday. So
someone's got to lose. They both drop points, or someone's got to, right? That's
it. So it's going to be an interesting weekend for ourselves. Are you as on a whole, with what's happened with the new manager and obviously getting your best out of your best players, is it a confidence of QPR to stay up? Even, I know it's early and you are still within 1 point of Huddersfield. It's not like us that we're 8 points.
I mean, I would be, very. The issue I've got is that if we're not going down, then I look up and go, well, who is going down then? Huddersfield seem to be always picking up points. Millwall, then you've got Stoke, who I don't, Swansea, I can't see them going down. So in that regards, I'm still a bit tense. But in relation to the squad we've got, I think that when we're fully fit, if we can keep everyone fit, I think we'll be fine. We've got a back 5 at the moment of Asmir Begovic. We've got Steve Cook, Clark Salter. We've got Kenneth Powell, who's brilliant, and we've got Reggie Cannon, who's new. We got on a free, who's an USA international, and he's brilliant. Cole back and Sam Field in front of them. So it's just, like I said, keeping them fit and being a bit consistent. We needed that home win because we haven't won all season a couple of weeks ago, and then we go and win 2 on the bounce, and we drew it at Plymouth. So 7 points in 3 games, which is decent at home, which is we've not had this season. We've not had this year, actually. Mate, we've got January round the corner, and we've got no loans, So we've got 5 spaces, and we won't use all of them, but I imagine that, we'll use a couple of them to help us over the line. So, yeah, but, mate, football's fickle, isn't it? You play 3 games in a week, right? And in those 3 games, the world could change right over one way or the other, can't it? So, try not to get too optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, we had last Saturday, we had a great win at Stoke in the 91st minute. Like you said, they're dropping like a stone, and we won. And then last night, Norwich, for me, it was a bonus game. If we got anything out of that, it would have been a point. It would have been a bonus. Obviously, targeting Saturday against yourselves is one that is, like I say, it's got to be a 3 points at home. We've had 2 great results against Leicester and Blackburn, last 2 times at Hillsborough. So the confidence in the home team is high in the ground and everything like that. The new manager, same, no doubt, same at Loftus Road with your manager. The results help the fans gel to a new manager. Obviously, our previous manager didn't win in 10 games, so never got that love from the fans or anything. Whereas Danny Rules is playing a well different way. He's won a couple of games, so that must be the same for yourselves with Ainsworth and obviously Cifuentes.
I mean, anyone was better than him, I'm not going to lie. I mean, wherever he ends up, I feel really sorry for them. He's a nice guy, great football player. He's a bit of a legend of a football player. But as a manager...
Ex-QPR player as well, was he?
Yeah. I think we brought him in because he's a bit motivational, isn't he? And a bit, they thought that he would bring a bit of desire and passion back, and the players just didn't buy into it. He did the hacker. I don't know if you remember watching that.
I was just going to say, I think everyone virtually has seen the viral clip of the hacker. It was just. I mean, if you're going to do it, but don't really post it all over social media. Like, just keep it in house. Like, even looking at it, you can see the players' faces were like, "What the hell is going on here?" It's all well and good if you're top 6, isn't it? But when you're going through a sticky patch and that comes out,
no one wants it, do they?
No.
We lost 6-1 the next game away at Blackpool. That's why it went super viral. Right? We just got beat 6-1. So not good.
Oh, mate, it was great. But I can talk all day about other people's social media viral videos because our owner's had plenty of them himself. So it's a thing. Obviously, I'm sure you don't know a great deal about Sheffield Wednesday if you've not seen many films, but is there any in the clips you've seen or anything, any of the players that you're thinking that could or may give QPR something to think about on Saturday?
Yeah, well, Windass always scores against us. We've wanted him before, I think, as well. He's a player that we tried to sign when you got relegated, but for whatever reason we couldn't do it. But yeah, he's a player that scares me a little bit. I don't know how he's doing this season actually, but
he missed last night through injury.
Right.
So, but I don't know what they've not said. So obviously with Saturday, if it's just a muscle strain or something, he may be missing on Saturday. I don't know, and nothing's been said, or I haven't seen anything. So you may be lucky there, Ben. He might not be playing. But
who played up front last night for you?
Bailey Cadamartre. So we've got.
I did see that. He scored, did he?
He did score, yeah. So he scored. He scored against Blackburn, and then he scored again last night, obviously in the loss. But yeah, he's been playing up front on his own. 18-year-old, really, really good prospect for Sheffield Wednesday. And it's not very often we can say that about our youth setup, especially as a striker.
Is he Danny Cadamartre's?
He is. Yeah, that's it.
Son, yeah.
Yeah, it's his son. So he's been at the club since he was 8 or 9. So he's come through all the youth ranks, and he's got a chance from Danny Rule. He's put him in. He's come on. I think he started his first game against Leicester, so that was his first game. Did really well against an effective Premier League team, especially the centre half, and he's done well. So he's one for us. So he's probably it's hard to say the position we're in that he's our most attacking threat. He's got to be said 18-year-old. I'm not saying we're pinning our survival on him, but he's going to be a big part, no doubt. And you've
got Jeff Hendrick there as well, haven't you? He was terrible for him.
We have got Jeff Hendrick. he obviously scored the equaliser in the 93rd minute against Leicester. He came on, I think he came on the 78th minute. He scored in the 93rd with his first touch. So that just tells you 15 minutes of him wandering around the pitch. He's not had the greatest of times for us at the minute, Jeff Hendrick, but he did score an equaliser.
He'll go and score on Saturday. I've just mugged him off that he's rubbish, but yeah.
That's always the thing. So obviously you're looking at ex QPR players who've been there before and done it. Do you have a sort of inkling of how you're going to set? Will Cifuentes, or has he looked at other teams and set up how he wants, or has he just gone, I want to play this way? That's it. And obviously, I'm not criticising it because you're on a bit of a purple patch, but does he come across a manager that looks at how the other team's going to set up and go, I think I can nullify X, Y, Z?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we made loads of changes last night, which the fans were like, "What the hell is going on here?" I think he's trying to. We've got a lot of players that will struggle to do 3 games a week. So there was a few that he rested. And we changed our formation a little bit. So he is a bit of a loose cannon in that you're not 100% sure who he's going to play every week. We brought in a young Kelman who's like 20 and barely played last night to play up front with Dykes. We played 2 up front, which is not done since he's been here. So that again, So I could guess the team, but I absolutely guarantee there'll be 1 or 2 that probably it will look different on Saturday, I'm sure. But we'll look to get the ball down and keep the ball, which is completely different to Ainsworth. I think our possession is so much better now. So we'll get the ball down and we'll go. We start really slowly though. That's one thing that we have been doing, and with a bit of luck that we should have been 3 or 4 nil down on last night at Plymouth. They missed a load of chances. Same with Hull. So if that bodes well for you. If you can start well and it feels like you'll be up for it, you might get something in the first sort of 10, 15 minutes. We settle into games under him, and once we get going, we're much better.
Yeah,
that'll be something to watch on Saturday.
Yeah, we scored in, like I said, I think it was the 5th minute that Kadamacha scored against Blackburn, but we conceded after 7 last night against Norwich. Right. So we're not the quickest starters ourselves. So that could be quite an interesting first 10, 15 minutes then on Saturday. That both teams need a bit of time to get into it.
Yeah.
And if one of us, when Sheffield Wednesday do score in the first 15 minutes, because I'm a positive guy, Ben. I'm not like it's my pod. Well, it's not my pod. It's our podcast, Sheffield Wednesday. So we'll go with that. I do think, and what you've said again there with the style of play and the possession. Under our previous manager, our possession stats were diabolical.
Oh,
tell
me about it, mate.
It was like between 20 and 30%.
Yeah.
And it was, but excuse me, we've had a marked improvement, and like you say yourself, so it seems like the first 21 games of the season, I know you're 7 points better off than us, but it seems like we've had a similar path at the minute with the managers and then how they played, set up, and now we've changed to continental managers. We've both got continental managers as well. Gone from, I know Cisco was, but he wasn't a manager, so I'm not even going to count him.
It seems to be the tides changed with Championship a little bit, whereas you'd normally go for your Warnocks, wouldn't you? Or I still think that it's changing a little bit now. Clubs are not so go. I mean, we're not in sort of February, March, panic mode, but I still think that either those young coaches in the Premier League or abroad, it seems to be the trend, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I saw a stat the other day that I think there's 10 managers changed already this season, from obviously summer to like Alex Neil last week left. So I think there's been 10 manager changes. I think
it broke that we were going to get Warnock the day we sacked Ainsworth. Everyone was like, Warnock's in, it's done. And and then all of a sudden on Monday we got we renamed our stadium. It's Loftus Road, but it's called something else now, the Managerial Loftus Road. To bring a bit of income in to go and get Cifuentes. That's sort of the rumour that's going around. I think it's true, but But yeah, so we've actually paid more to get him. So we had to buy him out of his contract.
Right, got it. I think when January comes up, we're desperate for attacking forces. So I'm sure if Mr. Chansiri sells us and calls us, I don't know, Red Bull Hillsborough or something like that, I'll take that for a 30 grand a week striker or something that we need. So
mate, we've started sponsoring our hand dryers and stuff. I went to go to the toilet and he's got a big sponsor on him now. So I don't know. I think we're just trying to bring in income every way we can at the moment. We've got coffees as well. Coffees after the players as well. You can buy coffees now. Yeah. So
let me just get this right.
Income.
So what you're saying is you go to half time, you've had a couple of beers, you need the toilet, and you're going to go in and you're going to have your hands dried by, I don't know, Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, that's it. God knows who they are, these little companies, but they're sponsoring the hairdryers there. You think about it though, thousands and thousands of people go through those toilets. I don't know. I guess it's something in it. But...
Wow. Well, I'm sure if there's money to be made, our chairman's desperate for it. So I'm sure that might take you up. He doesn't listen to this because if he does, bloody hell, would be off air anyway. Like what we've said about him. But if he does, I think he's just got another money making idea there, mate. Right. I'm gonna bother you for a bit of a prediction, Ben.
Sure.
I usually ask the guests. How I usually do it is it's 3:00. You're kicking off. Just a little bit of a run over how you think the game's going to pan out. So,
yeah. Well, like I said, I think we'll try and control the ball. I mean, we tend to start slowly, so I don't know if you'll come out the blocks and really be pumped up because it's a game that you'll feel you'll have to win and you'll need to win. So I think if we can weather the storm that first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm never confident, by the way, at QPR, especially recently. But I was confident on yesterday we were going to win, right? And we didn't. But I would go 2-0 to us, 1-0, 2-0. We'll nick it sort of towards the end as the game goes on. But I think if you can score first, I think then we'll be in. Then I'll probably predict you to win. But I'll go 2-0, mate.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Wednesday win.
Yep.
I think for all what we're lacking up front, and we did score against Leicester at home. We did get 3 past Blackburn at home. So I'm thinking that the home ground is going to be where we are going to score most of our goals. We are still light in defence. We have got a mistake in us. The goalkeeper last night a couple of times. The first goal he had no chance with. And the second, the third, he maybe could have come for a cross, but the defence have got a bit of a ricking, so I don't think a clean sheet's going to be for us. So I'm going to go for 2-1. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Wednesday win. Close the gap on yourselves, and then we'll all be looking up at the scores at 10-5 for Millwall, Huddersfield, Stoke, and the lot. So
yeah, Jeff Hendrick double, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a Jeff. No. I'll take a Jeff Hendrick first goal and then a winner, Morgan Fox own goal.
He won't be playing, mate. He's out injured.
Is he out injured?
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Yeah, he's out injured. He's been out for ages.
Has he? All right. Go on. Yeah, Jeff Hendrick. Yeah, to come off the bench again, 90th and 93rd minute. 2 touches of the ball and 2 goals. Ben, just before we go, podcast. Do you want anything going off for yourselves? Are you recording? Have you recorded? You got stuff going on? If any Wednesday fans?
Well, I mean, look, we obviously all over socials, W12 podcast. We're recording straight after this. Now we're going to record. We'll record probably a couple of days after, so probably it'll be out Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's listening, QPR fans listening, we had the manager on the podcast last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was good for us. We've got, we've had Harry Redknapp on the pod, Warnock, so there's some historic podcasts there, decent ones to listen to. So yeah, give it a listen.
Yeah, they are. Any QPR fans, if you listen, if you obviously wanted to hear the Sheffield Wednesday side of things, and Ben here. So yeah, fantastic. Cheers, Ben. We're going to leave it there. It's going to be a good game Saturday. There's going to be quite a few thousand Wednesday fans there. I'm sure you'll bring in a good crowd as well, Ben.
Yep.
And we'll see it, because it's not going to define the season for either team, but it's going to be an interesting one. It is.
Yeah, well,
really
good luck for
is.
the rest of the season after Saturday, and have a good Christmas.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. Thank you very much for watching, listening. I've been Ash. Ben, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.